1, 2, 3. Yeah, mamacita. All right, there we go. Hi, I'm Josh Ozerski, and this is Ozerski TV, brought to you by Underground Eats. I'm here at the La Freda shop. I'm gonna go in, we're gonna see Pat. This is gonna be unreal. Come check it out. This is where your rib roast is from, your rib steaks, your cowboy rib. If you cut it all the way down here, then you get that big 103 cowboy rib.
Right. The belly here, and then you have the brisket. So the brisket's running right here. When we cut the rib off, we're gonna be cutting in between ribs 5 and 6.
Okay.
So ribs 6 through 12 will be our rib section.
That's your rib, your prime rib or whatever.
One that's very popular right now is the flat iron. So if you want to help me, we can get the flat iron out without having to cut through any bone or anything like that.
Really?
Yes.
I get to help? Do I have a knife too?
I don't know if we'll give you a knife, but you'll get hold of the meat for me. But what's funny,
all right.
What's funny about the front leg is that all of its weight is basically held up by the brisket and the front leg, right? There's no ball joint here to worry about. We can cut right through this with a knife and take off the front leg. What we'll do is just stand this up like this, and we'll get it a little bit closer to us. Right above the brisket, I'm gonna start to cut and find my seam. And you can see it there. And as soon as you start to cut into meat, you'll know that you're not in the right place.
So that leg, that's what we would call like the round or the
no, the round would be
from
the round would be from the hind. This is the chuck. We're cutting off the shoulder clod. I always found it fascinating that this whole front leg comes off with just a boning knife.
Look at this. There's no saw, right? You're not even cutting hard, are you? You could basically do this with your pocket knife if you wanted to. Is that an overstatement?
No, you could.
Shoulder clod. This is something you see in Texas barbecue.
I'm gonna start to section it out and just get my knife underneath this. With every cut that I make, I'm able to free up just a little bit more of this paddle bone.
Now, what ends up happening to the paddle bone?
It gets used for rendering and stock.
I think it's kind of awesome that you're using that giant knife for this job. Like,
well,
he's handling that basically as if it was a chopstick.
If I had a smaller knife, I'd have
you got to bend and punch and everything. It's like machetes, like Danny Trejo is machete.
It's a Victorinox. That's the nerve, and what we want to do is cut down it. And we're gonna pull, so I'm almost like shaving, constantly shaving. When I find it, I want to run my knife along it.
So this is very difficult.
It's laborious.
You would have to be a professional butcher to be able to do this.
Well, the more you do it wrong, the more meat you lose.
But when you get this at the store or from you, it's already been done.
So beef researchers looking for inexpensive cuts have rated this flat iron steak right here, and this is about 10 ounces. We just broke down 250 pounds to get 2 10-ounce portions of flat iron. So on the animal, there's only 4 portions.
A lot of work. You think it would be more expensive?
It's a lot of work, but I like the idea that on the East Coast, we know what to do with this, whereas like more on the West Coast is in the tri-tips and other cuts. Because if the entire country wanted flat iron steaks, we'd be in a lot of trouble here. We wouldn't get them. Actually have like fat on your coat. Like you did a day's work today.
It'll be the first time ever, maybe. Anyway, I'm Josh Ozerski, my buddy Pat La Freda, and this is Ozerski TV, brought to you by Underground Eats. No, but I really do want to take these.
Take, of course, take.